is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to do my NFL Beast Week 13 NFL Beast picks. Join me, the reigning 48.
There's a lot of beasts in there.
Yeah, Beast. Beast. Especially the Packer recap show. A lot of Beast.
Anyhow, Week 13.
Yes. Thanksgiving was pretty interesting.
You had the greatest weekend of your year.
Yeah, it was the best. From start to finish, I couldn't believe it. Start to finish, Watson got
Start
going.
to finish?
Start to win it. And start to finish. Christian Watson got going. Jordan Love looked pretty efficient for once, finally. I do not think that is necessarily indication that he's going to be a good quarterback, though. He had one good game, guys. But I was happy that we did beat on the Detroit Lions, despite...
Well, hey, you can feel happy. The NFL media thinks that you have a star on your hands, but also thinks Josh Allen's a piece of garbage, so...
Plus, us?
Yes.
No, Josh Allen's better.
Dude, on Thanksgiving Day, that's all they did was stroke off the Packers. You know, they had Brett Favre, they got Aaron Rodgers, and this kid's going to be the next one in line of a very long-term Packers quarterback.
No, I don't think so.
That was the exact words.
Yeah, don't think so. I think you guys got a more consistent quarterback, Josh Allen.
Not according to the media.
Well, the media isn't always perfect.
The media smokes crack.
Anyways, so I thought this was actually going to be our worst week coming out of Thanksgiving and Black Friday, but we ended up both just finishing 588 apiece. So, because a lot of these games that happened last week did turn out not exactly where we picked them at. So, nonetheless, 8-8, balanced still. You still got, I think, was a 4-game lead?
4 or 5.
Yeah, 4-game. 4-game lead right now for the season record.
It's any consolation. I've had the worst betting luck of my life the last 2 weeks.
All right. Well.
Fuck you, Rashid Shaheed.
Anyways, so we have the Prime Amazon game back on Thursday.
Might actually be a good game this week.
Pretty good. Especially that not so good debut Black Friday game. You might want to consider a little better of a matchup.
I mean, did you watch it?
Not really.
So if you didn't watch it,
but I seen the highlights of
the first half of the game was actually good. The first half of the game was close.
Okay.
It was the second half of the game where the Jets forgot how to play football and turned back to the Jets.
Before the first half ended, though.
I wouldn't even say that because you know how that pick six happened?
He threw it in front of coverage, and there was no skill player there.
You do realize that it was 3 straight interceptions between Tua and Boyle, right?
Oh, right before it?
Boyle threw a pick?
Okay.
Or maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe it was Tua threw a pick 6. They started to drive again. Tua threw a second interception to end the half. And then the Jets tried to throw the Hail Mary, which was the pick 6 as well. There were 3 straight drives ending in interceptions in that game.
Yeah,
it was a hell of a defensive battle. And then, unfortunately, like everybody says, when your offense can't stay in the field, your defense, no matter how good they are, they'll get tired.
Well, with that whole Hail Mary thing, that whole play was stupid because it was like, once they did it, there was like no skill players to make that tackle. Once they put up in the air like that, because all the receivers were back there, and then all the guards were there. There was
even more so, if you're going to do that and you're going to set it up to make it look like it, leave somebody short. You had time on the clock. Throw it underneath and get out of bounds. Not even the lateral. If everybody's down in the end zone, stretch the field, have one guy deep. If he's got that big of an arm, have him get it and go to the sidelines. Kick the field goal. Take the points.
But yeah, so the Seattle Seahawks at Dallas Cowboys, 8:15 Amazon game.
Dallas is a 9-point favorite.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys will win the game. Seattle didn't look really good last week, and Dallas looked really good, rocking and rolling. And I think Cowboys got to still keep pace with the Eagles, so they need this. I don't think with Seattle, I mean, they're 2 games back, but I mean, I just think the Cowboys right now, obviously they showed last week that they're not better than the 49ers. I'm going to say Dallas wins. 29-13.
I think this is a huge game that's going to eventually just kind of fizzle Seattle's playoff hopes. I mean, Seattle could win it. You know the old saying, any given Sunday. Granted, it's a Thursday. That being said, I think Dallas is firing on all cylinders. Dak is finally looking like a confident quarterback. And they're playing a very weak secondary. They're going to exploit it. I'm going to say 27-13, Dallas.
Okay. All right. Next, we have the 1 o'clock Sunday games. We have the Indianapolis Colts against at the Tennessee Titans.
The Colts are a 1-point favorite.
Yeah. With this matchup, it could go either way. I don't think it's particularly going to be a good matchup. It's division rivals, but at the end of the day, they're both really they're essentially. I mean, the Titans are pretty much they're not going to get anywhere this year. I don't think so with their record, and then the Colts surprisingly have a 6-5 record, but I don't think they're going to be in the playoffs. They don't. Obviously, their starter's not there anymore for now. I'm going to probably say maybe see the Titans win here. I think it might be I think it's going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be 13-10. I think Titans win. I don't think Colts are that good.
Titans defense is by far the worst of the four things we're going to talk about between two defenses, two offenses. I think the Colts win this one 21-14. Touchdown game. I got the Colts with the win.
All right. Next, we have the Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets. 1 o'clock game.
The Falcons are a 3-point favorite.
Yeah, and Jets really right now, there's a lot of problems besides right now that they don't have a starting quarterback. But
listen, no matter what you want to say, we've seen two quarterbacks now get absolutely hung out to dry by this line. I don't think even Aaron Rodgers was fixing the Jets' problems this year.
Probably would have been probably a good thing that he's not there right now.
You hate saying it, but he went down because he got sacked in the first game.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get hurt the first game, realistically, how many hits is he going to take the rest of the year and withstand it? The dude is what, 39?
He's going to be 40 next year.
The dude will be 40. You can't let a 40-year-old quarterback get hit that often. The line has no clue what protection means.
Yeah, so it may have been better. He's definitely not coming back this season. I mean,
he says he is. Insists he is.
They're not going to be in the playoffs, though.
He insists he's coming back, whether they're in the playoffs or not.
See, I wouldn't play him, though. I wouldn't play him if they're not in the playoffs.
No,
they have less than a 1% chance of making the playoffs, and even then, I still don't think they're making the playoffs right now.
And his boy's getting benched.
Is Boy starting, or is it they having...
Boyle's still starting.
Yeah, I mean...
And his boy got benched.
Yeah.
Let's start Tim Boyle, but also we're going to make Allen Lazard healthy and active.
Yeah, he was not playing last week.
They
scratched him.
They scratched him. He was a healthy scratch.
I don't know why they did that. That's kind of dumb. And I had to bench him in my fantasy league, which ended up being good because we won anyways. Anyways, I'm going to say the Falcons win. I don't trust anything the Jets are doing right now. I'm going to say it's 24-9 Falcons.
I think the biggest telltale thing here, the Jets have been phenomenal against the exterior receivers. However, one of their biggest weaknesses is covering the slot and covering the tight end. Atlanta loves to run a multifaceted tight end set, running one slot tight end and one... Basically, they run 12 personnel at all times. That being said, I think Atlanta wins this one. I think I agree with you. It's going to be a snoozer. Give me 20-14.
Okay. Next, we have the Detroit Lions, who lost to my Packers last week, against the New Orleans Saints at the Saints. New Orleans.
The Lions are a 4-point favorite.
Yeah, I think the Lions are probably going to win here. Saints, are kind of just, where they are at. They're stale right now where they're at. Where the Lions, despite losing to the Packers, they were very aggressive throughout the entire game. A lot of key mistakes they made against the Packers. Packers continued playing. until the end to make sure that they won. But the Lions kept playing until the end. They scored that touchdown at the end of the game, which put them up by 1. So I'm going to say the Detroit are going to come back and respond here. I say Detroit wins 27-14.
I think Detroit wins a blowout. The Saints have progressively gotten worse from the beginning of the season. It's some other 5-6, and that even doesn't sound right because they've just been horrendous as of late. I am going to say Detroit gets back on their high horse of scoring. I'm going to call this one 45-17 Detroit. Who's New Orleans got? Derek Carr threw how many pick sixes last week?
Yeah.
Jameis Winston ain't going to do much better. They only got 15 points last week against a not great defense against the Falcons. And if you're talking about offenses, I'll take Detroit's offense 10 out of 10 times over Atlanta.
Just make sure that Dan Campbell doesn't do a fake punt inside his 20-yard line.
I mean, that was pretty stupid, but...
That's giving us a touchdown on that one. Anyways, so... did we say who the favorite? Oh, we said the Lions were the favorite.
Lions are 4-point favorite.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's what we got. Denver Broncos at the Houston Texans.
Houston's a 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, both these teams are 6-5, and considering the fact of where we thought they were at the early part of the season, pretty kind of good, if I do say so myself. What are you thinking on this one?
I'm going Houston. I still kind of think that Denver's a fluke. It's going to be another offensive battle. Houston's defense, and I'm not going to say it because they're not as highly regarded as Buffalo, but they remind me of the Bills right now in the fact that they've got a lot of defensive injuries of starters. It's tough to expect your team to be firing on all cylinders when you're missing 3 or 4 starters on one side of the ball. Houston's doing exactly that, and they're still managing to play a pretty good game. Denver is known for just finding a way to choke things away. Houston's a young and hungry team, and I'm going to say it goes to Houston. I'm going to say it's 31-20 Houston.
The ironic thing of Houston Texans, because I do believe they are a rebuilding team, but they are in a division where it is obviously interesting where they can overachieve and possibly win that division. I mean, they just lost to
division's always been that way, though.
They just lost to Jacksonville last week, but at the same time, they were in that game. And there were a couple mistakes they made in that game.
That game, they literally only didn't go to overtime because of a field goal that donked the bar.
Donked the bar, but also they forced on a timeout because there was 12 men on the field. That cost them a timeout.
Okay, it's the same thing. They had a penalty take back a 68-yard touchdown.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. They're a young team. They're a rebuilding team, but they're a team that could make the playoffs this year despite that because of the division and where their standings are right now. I do think the Houston Texans do get it done. I think it will be a close game. I think they're both going to be fighting to the end. I think it will be 27-24. The Houston Texans do win, though, here.
Okay.
Next, we have the LA Chargers against at the New England Patriots.
Chargers are a 6-point favorite. Kind of simple math.
Steiner math?
It's, when you allow one quarterback to throw 74 interceptions, and then you allow a second quarterback to come in and not throw interceptions but keep getting pulled, and then you expect your defense to not hold off any teams, you're going to lose by an average score of 143.2%. It's the Chargers, man. The Chargers' offense is so wounded, it's not funny. But I don't think that even that's going to stop the Patriots. So it's not going to help the Patriots win. I have no hope in the Pats. 17-7 Chargers.
I do think the Chargers will win this game. The Chargers, as we pointed out, you pointed it out last week, the Chargers pretty much have been in most of their games. And they've lost close. But with the Patriots, I don't see how the Chargers could lose to a team like this unless they pull something out of their butts that we just aren't
If the
seeing.
Chargers lose to the Patriots that are this bad, you might as well just call Brandon Staley Sean McDermott, in which he can't find ways to win close games either.
So, yeah, my thing is Chargers win. I'm going to give it 20-7. Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Steelers are a 5.5-point favorite.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting with the Steelers now because that division, I mean, they're 7-4 right now. Obviously, the Cardinals not doing good. I mean, Murray just came back a couple of weeks ago, but still, they're going to be a team that they're not going to really do that much this year. The Steelers kind of need this because they really have a chance now. The Bengals, obviously, are kind of wounded right now without Joe Burrow. You got the Baltimore Ravens right there up in front. At a 7-4 team, for what they are, they're doing pretty good, especially with the quarterback play isn't that great. And they got, obviously, new offensive coordinator. Because they had fired their offensive coordinator. They got, I think there was a quarterback coach as their offensive coordinator now. So this is a win that they really need if they really have a chance to compete for the division despite the quarterback play. I'm going to say the Steelers win here. I'm going to give it 26-14.
I'm going to say the Steelers win here as well, and I'm going to say that for the first time in many, many seasons, the Hank 31. I'm going to say it's 31-10. Fun fact, not sure if you knew this, last week was the first time since week 2 of the 2020 season that the Steelers have had more than 400 yards on offense. That should tell you all you need to know about Matt Canada being a bum-ass bitch. Steelers looked very good last week. Obviously, some things to work on in their own locker room. But I think it's a step in the right direction to fixing Kenny Pickett. And, going Steelers on this one.
Did you see that viral with his last week as a Steeler offensive coordinator where he was celebrating?
It wasn't last week. It was a couple weeks earlier in the season. But when Chris Boswell says, the win ain't because of you.
That was hilarious.
When your kicker is telling you to sit your ass down because you're not the reason they're winning, you got problems in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. At least they got rid of the problem.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Anyways, Miami Dolphins at the Washington Commanders.
Dolphins are a 9.5-point favorite.
Yeah. I'm going to say the Dolphins win. It's going to be very hard for the Dolphins to lose with the schedule they have, unless Washington... I mean, Washington was looking good early on in some of these games that they were in, but lately they have been looking pretty bad. I'm hoping that they come out and do something, but I just can't see it right now. I'm going to say the Dolphins win 23-17.
I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something I'm going to regret. No, I'm going to say something I'm going to regret down the line. I'm going to say Washington pulls the upset.
Oh, he's going with it.
So there's only one reason I'm going with it. Sam Howell somehow managed to throw for 300 yards last week against one of the best secondaries in the league. Sam Howell's not the problem in Washington.
Oh, I bet.
The defense didn't look great, but Washington fired their defensive coordinator. You have a new-look defense in Washington. You know what you're facing in Miami. And you've got a guy in Sam Howell who that kid's been playing with a hell of a lot of heart. And they have two very talented young receivers in McLaren and Dotson, as well as a nice gadget piece in Curtis Samuel. Miami's found a way to blow a lot of games in the secondary. I'm going to say Washington upsets them. It's not going to be like it's a blowout. I'm going to say it's 24-21. The Commanders find a way to win at the end.
All right. Got an upset alert here. We'll see that coming. Next, we got 405. Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Bucs are a 5-point favorite.
They should be. Carolina right now is a mess. I thought they were going to get their second dub of the year, and they didn't do that.
They puked that one away too.
And did you see the owner's comments?
Well, they fired the coach.
Well, yeah, I know they fired the coach, but did you see his comments today?
Yeah, he said that I think last week.
Oh, he said it? No, I thought he said it today.
About
drafting the quarterback.
I didn't see those comments.
Yeah, he basically confirmed that he was supposed to get C.J. Stroud, and they were supposed to trade because they thought they were going to draft. They thought they were going to draft them first overall or whatever, and so they were going to draft. They were going to trade up or trade down for the second. And he basically confirmed. The owner, literally, in the press conference, literally confirmed.
Yeah, you know what? I hate that because that just looks petty on an owner.
Yeah, it does.
It's fun to just sit there and go, well, yeah, no, now that we suck, this isn't the guy we wanted. You had the first pick.
Yeah,
take who you wanted.
It's a disaster. I mean,
listen,
that's a disaster for an owner to come out and say that.
Listen, The Niners traded up for the 3rd overall pick and took Trey Lance, and they admitted they're wrong.
Well, yeah, but they also got lucky with having
You're right,
Mr.
but Trey
Irrelevant.
Lance sucks.
Mr. Irrelevant. We were thinking they were going to get that, though. But anyways, yeah, Tampa Bay is going to win. Better team. This is just simply a better team pick. I'm going to say 30-13.
Tampa Bay, to be fair, went through a myriad of injuries last week. I'm going to flat out tell you, I don't think there's a way they can lose this week. I don't trust the Panthers. That defense is very, very bad. You're adding the fact that Baker's looked good in games he's played. I know that the Panthers are actually pretty good against the pass, but like all in all, they haven't been great at all. So I'm going to go Tampa. It's an ugly game. I'm going to say 21-12.
Okay.
Carolina doesn't even get a touchdown. It's 4 field goals.
All right. San Francisco for our 425 game. San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles.
You ain't going to guess this one.
What, they got 49ers as favorites?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
3-point favorite.
I don't think the Eagles are that good. I mean, the Eagles should have lost last week, I think. In my opinion, I thought they should have lost last week, and they should have lost to Kansas City.
Well, to be fair, when coaches hand you the game, as do officials.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of bad calls with the referee, but who would have thought 59-yard field goal?
Listen, man.
59-yard field goal. I was like, oh,
listen,
you gotta be kidding me.
The coaching staff made piss poor decisions, but this is where, and I know you've said in the past, and I'm going to continue to reiterate it, this is where you really need to make moves to actually hold officials accountable for the.
I've been saying this for years. I've been saying it all the way back when we were in high school. I said they should find referees.
Sean Hockley honestly refed one of the worst games I've ever seen refed by any official. To tell me that a man who went down has a shredded jersey and got smoked on his head. There was no horse collar? You're out of your mind, you scumbag.
No horse collar. No horse collar call. Like, come on now. It's just...
Anyway, the Niners are a 3-point favorite.
Yeah. I think the 49ers are going to win. I think they're going to beat the Eagles. The Eagles, the past couple of weeks, haven't looked that strong, despite winning. The Bills were winning a lot, mostly throughout that match. There were a couple mistakes the Bills made. Obviously, we pointed out the referee mistakes. But they haven't looked particularly sharp. And then also against the Chiefs, a lot of that was more of the Chiefs blowing it than the Eagles winning it. So I'm going to say the 49ers are going to beat them. I think the 49ers win 34-17.
I'm going to go opposite you. And I have one big reason why. I think that the Eagles know that they have the tougher schedule in the back 5-6 weeks left. If they want that number 1 seed, this game has to count more than everything. Yes, San Fran's going to try damn hard because San Fran is 2 games back from the number 1 seed. But I think Philly knows if they put them away and they make them 8-4, they've all but locked up the number 1 seed in the NFC. I think Philly's going to play their ass off. I think you're going to see a whole different Philadelphia. I mean, that's not saying I don't think that it's going to be a high-scoring game, because it will. I'm going to go Philadelphia 35, San Fran 28.
All right, next 425 game, the Cleveland Browns at the LA Rams. And also, I would like to point something out here. This is the first ever football game that will be collabed by an anime. The LA Rams are collaborating with One Piece. There's going to be One Piece stuff all over the field. It's a one-day collab. Just wanted to point it out.
I don't know what that means, so...
It's an anime. So, yeah. I'm being serious.
Pikachu, I choose you.
He doesn't know what One Piece is.
I know what Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh are.
And Dragon Ball Z.
Did you get the free game?
Which one?
On PlayStation Plus this month?
For what? For which one?
There's a new Dragon Ball Z game. There's a free Dragon Ball Z game on PlayStation Plus.
Oh, there is now?
Yeah.
No.
I would go check tonight because it's done.
I didn't know there was another Dragon Ball Z game.
I mean, you might already have it, but there's just a free one, and I saw it, so.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I don't know any of the shit about it, but there's a free Dragon Ball Z game. Rams are a 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah.
That sounds sick. I don't think that's fair.
Well, they're going to have all the straw hats on the field, so it's kind of weird, by the way, since One Piece is a pirate-themed anime, and it would make more sense if they were collabing with the Bucks or the Raiders, but nonetheless, the Cleveland Browns didn't look good last week, though, against the Broncos.
Did you know that they lost their quarterback halfway through the game, right?
Yeah. And is he playing?
There's not a guarantee on that yet. He didn't look bad when he was in.
Yeah.
He rushed for 21 yards. He go out at the half?
I believe so.
Just after the half? He would have been on pace for almost 200 yards passing. He didn't look bad. But Denver pulled away after he got hurt.
I'm going to take more of the safe pick here then. I'm going to say the Rams get it done. I'm going to say it is 27-16 with Goey Mary sailing off across the sea, because that's the whole concept of why they collabed with the Rams, is because of the Goey Mary.
I have no clue what that means, but
it's their original ship.
If we're being fair here,
Pirate ship.
If we're being fair here, the DTR actually got the Rams back within 2 points before he went out of the game. And then they proceeded to score another 15 points to go ahead, or to finish the game off. So I'm going to go with the Browns here. I actually like, well, we've talked about it. I think the Browns defense is still elite. The problem is, like, you can't blame a defense if there's a lot of turnovers and you have a short field to deal with. I think the Browns hold up on this one. I've lost all faith in the Rams. I didn't have it start this season. They had some nice rookie pieces, but like, they're not that team. I want to say Cleveland 21, LA 17, and it's going to ruin their straw hat parade or whatever the hell.
I can't wait to see the field, though, in all seriousness. Anyways, NBC 8:20 Sunday Night Football. Kansas City Chiefs against my Green Bay Packers.
Listen, I know you don't do drugs, but I will drug test you if you pick against the Chiefs here.
What is the favorite odds?
The Chiefs are a 6.5 point favorite.
I will say this. The last 2 weeks that I haven't picked the Packers, they've won. Just saying. But anyways, in all seriousness, I don't think the Packers are going to win this game. I mean, Kansas City is just... They're
Kansas City. Unfortunately, yeah. So the worst thing is for you. If this would have been a 1 o'clock game, I might have picked the Packers.
What? Because it's not... What?
Because it's not primetime. Primetime Patty Mahomes is a whole different animal. Primetime Patty Mahomes with Travis Otto, or whatever they say on that stupid commercial, and Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift's going to be there?
During a primetime game, the referees already have 7 extra flags in their pocket just in case the Packers players sneeze on them.
Unless Jordan Love just does another great performance, I don't see how...
I don't think, even with a great performance, that there's no way the refs don't screw Green Bay if that's the scenario.
Well, but if they're blowing them out, though, it doesn't matter.
There's not a chance of a blowout. You know if they get up by 2 touchdowns, they're going to start flagging everything. I'm sorry, that's the league. It's rigged, and you can admit it too. The refs
are rigged, not the games.
The refs are going to do whatever they can to screw Green Bay in that scenario. I can't see a way that it happens.
What is your score?
I'm going to say it's close. I'm not going to disrespect your Packers. I'm going to say it's 27-21. It's within a touchdown. If you're betting on the Chiefs, because I think that's the thing. Vegas is still going to get theirs. If you're betting on the Chiefs and you have -6 or -6.5 as the money line, you would lose that bet.
Yeah.
You would lose by half a point. So the Packers are the play there if you're betting on that. They're not winning money line. You've got -6 with the line. But I still think the Chiefs are going to win this because NFL.
I think it's going to be 27-17. I think it's going to be a 10-point game.
So I have more faith in your Packers than you do.
Yeah, I mean, that's giving me more credit and hopeful on it. I just don't see Jordan Love as the franchise. He had one good game. The Chargers game was more of the Chargers defense is not good.
But so I guess that's the thing is he's not playing well against good defenses. He's exploiting horrendous defenses. And I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. That might be a good thing. Because you can go, well, we can coach him up from there. If he knows what he's doing against defenses that are porous, and you give him, what, a year? You give him one more year? He gets his fifth-year option.
Well, no, they renegotiated the contract at the beginning of the season, so it's going to be a low minimum salary.
But he still has next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go through next year, you take a look, he gets another full offense. Technically, he didn't get a full offense this year, so he gets a full offense without.
Well, that's also if he does good, because he again with Jordan Love, he's not throwing it to Christian Watson as much. That's his guy. That's the guy he should.
Yeah, but I don't even know if you can say that because let's be fair. Romeo Doubs has had a good year too.
He's had a good year, but I think Christian Watson is the more talented receiver, and he doesn't go to him as much.
Raw talent.
This week or this past Thursday on Thanksgiving, it was the first time where he really went to him more. He went to him on the first offensive play. Like, he really went to him.
Yeah, I despise Christian Watson.
Why you hate Christian Watson?
Because that bitch has cost me so much money this year, it's not funny.
Well, blame Jordan Love. He's not throwing it to him.
I ain't blaming Jordan Love. Christian Watson, is like every time I play Christian Watson, I'll need 4 catches for 50 yards, and in the first quarter, he'll get to 3 catches and 35 yards. And then it's like, he just stops trying.
You got it last week then, if you bet on him.
I didn't bet on him, because every time I bet on him, I lose money, and I'm not that stupid.
Well, you would have. If you betted him on last week, you would have won money.
Okay, regardless.
So I said, I think I said Chiefs.
You said 27-17.
Yep, Chiefs. Anyways, next Monday Night Football, 8:15, Cincinnati Bengals at Jacksonville Jaguars.
The NFL is crying because they thought this was going to be a marquee game, and instead now we get Jake effing Browning versus the Jaguars.
They already did that with the Jets, and then any of the Amazon games.
You're right, but the Jags are an 8-point favorite in the jungle.
No, it's actually in Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville's the jungle too.
No, the Bengals the jungle.
Yeah, but the Jaguars are in the jungle too.
Yeah, but
you know
the stadium name is the nickname is for the Bengals. It's not for the Jaguars.
No. Okay, at the Stadium Stampede. Feel better?
All right, so what do we got? You said Jacksonville's the favorite.
8-point favorite.
8-point favorite. Yeah, and the thing is, quarterback just changes everything. Everyone thought the Bengals would be contender. Now they're probably not going to be in the playoffs, and for sure now. I mean, I thought they weren't going to be in the playoffs with Burrow early on in the season when they were struggling, but now they're definitely not going to be in the playoffs, I don't think. Without Burrow there, it just kind of changes the whole trajectory of the whole season. Jacksonville, I do think wins this game. They're 8-3. This is going to help them, obviously. Take pace in the division since they just beat the Houston Texans. There isn't really much other competition for the South. So I'm gonna say the Jacksonville Jaguars win. I'm gonna say it is 30-17.
So here's the problem. I'd love to see this be that Trevor Lawrence breakout game that really steers the ship for him going into the playoffs. He has been lackluster this year. I don't know if that's a thing that's going to necessarily happen. I think 30 means that he has 3 touchdowns. But I think we're looking closer at a 20-13 Jags win. It's not pretty. It gets it done. Trevor Lawrence looks mediocre again. And I hate saying that because I'm a Trevor Lawrence fan. I love Clemson. That was my guy. But this year something's not clicking.
Alright, and then the bye teams.
A lot of them.
Yeah, we got that's to make up for the third Thanksgiving week, so they had everybody there.
The Ravens, the Bills, the Bears, the Raiders. Say that 3 times fast. Ravens, Bills, Bears, Raiders, Vikings, Giants.
Alright.
And next week is the finale of byes. And there's only 2 teams on byes, so in fantasy football wise, you're probably okay. Because it's not 2 teams that you care about.
True.
Can you guess who they are?
No.
The Arizona Cardinals and the Washington Commanders.
Makes sense. But yeah, okay, guys. So make sure to comment, rate, hit the notification bells. We're watching on the website. Click on the website and subscribe. Yeah, also the sponsor.
Shout out our dude, just scooping. Our dude Nicky, two scoops. Hit him up online. Check him out. Get the Buffalo Stampede. That is 3 of his signature Sundays. Only available for dine-in. It's insane. Hit up our dude Kyle at Chicken Dippin' as well. If you're a chicken wing fan, it's the best way to do it. Get those. Enjoy those. All of the above. I thought my wife was shucking spinach, and they're just green bags. I think that'll do it, though. Take us home.
Yeah.
My phone.
All right, guys. I'm the SS Ultimate Goku. He's the Reigning 48. We're out of here. Peace.